The PHNX Coyotes podcast brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download today using code PHNX and bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game. And if they do, you win $200 in free bets. It was close.
It was closer.
It's close.
It was closer.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Oh, I'm a little late. Cheers. Oh, that was cold.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think we put the pack therapy graphic in, but welcome
to
it.
You know what? Do we need it tonight?
Well, it's every loss is pack therapy, you could argue.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was, we sit here prior to the show and sitting here watching the game, trying to decide what the tenor of the show was going to be. And we were halfway through the third period thinking this might be our first win. We were that close.
Petey kind of you came in thinking we could win.
Yeah, and you know what? The same thing we've said since the beginning of the season. The way this team is going to win, they're going to win 1-0 on an outstanding goaltending performance. That's how they're going to win. They're not going to win 6-5. They don't have the offensive skill and talent to put up 5-6 in this league right now, but they can win 1-0, and they almost did that.
They almost did. That's all I've been asking for, at least, is to watch a close game. It was so nice to be invested up until the very end, to not be checked out. You know, last night the Coyotes lost 5-1, to have it be close, to have scoring opportunities. There was a few times that I gasped in this game. The Coyotes almost scored. Yeah. So and that's all I asked.
You know, you look at the comments already, Christian and Michael talking about Keller. And that Keller, Krause, who's in the middle?
Hayton.
Barrett Hayton in the middle. That line, every time on the ice, you felt like something could happen. I mean, Barrett Hayton has looked good there. He's been distributing the puck well. He got the assist on the Krause goal last night. I thought they had opportunities tonight. They look good around the net, and Keller is working hard. I mean, that's one of the downfalls that he had. You know, was he too soft? Did he work hard enough? I think he's showing that he can work hard right now. So another good game by the top line. The story is Veggie, though. Like, Vejmelka was outstanding.
Yeah, he was amazing. And also, everyone's going with the Milkman. The Bally is, and the Coyotes on their own Twitter did.
Did they?
But we are not on that train.
No,
we are on the Veggie Man train. So get on the Veggie Man train with us. Oh man,
sorry, we're sticking with Veggie.
Yeah,
and he was good. He was solid tonight.
Phenomenal.
You know what? He kept the team in the game early. The one thing that concerns me and disappoints me is the amount of time they spent in the penalty box.
Yeah.
Knowing you're playing against one of the top power plays in the league, knowing you're playing against Alexander Ovechkin, you got to play more disciplined. And the penalty that Liam O'Brien took in the third period, he had his arms draped around the player. It's a penalty. I mean, that's a penalty. So you're going to go back to the box, and you knew it was just a matter of time that they were going to score on their power play. They had too many chances on the man advantage, and eventually that team's going to score. You can't give them, was it 7? 6.
6 power plays.
6 power plays. You can't give them 6 power plays.
On the one hand, you can't give them 6 power plays because you knew that was going to happen eventually. Flipping that around, though, the fact that was their best penalty killing performance of the season. I mean, their penalty kill coming into the night was 32nd in the league. It's been abysmal, to say the least. And, you know, to kill 5 penalties in a row, 2 in the first period, I mean, that as we're taking away the positives, that is a way to look at it. Obviously, the Capitals eventually did capitalize, no pun intended, on their power play. But, you know, on the flip side, they killed off 5.
Yeah, and you could tell the way they were killing was different, too. I mean, one thing, if you looked at it, especially in the third period, is how they were shadowing Ovechkin's side. Like, Krause was over on that side. Beagle is on that side early. Like, that's not a traditional penalty-killing formation. They shaded Ovechkin because you have to. But I thought they collapsed better. I didn't think they gave up the seam through the middle of the ice like they did against Tampa. I thought they killed better, and honestly, they carried that over into their defensive game. I thought they were tighter in the house. I thought they defended better. The only thing that they gave up on big chances were outside speed, and sometimes you just can't stop that outside speed. You just have to hope that you keep them far enough wide that gives Vejmelka, cuts the ice in half for him, and I think they did that. So they defended much better. They killed much better.
Yeah.
They created some offensive opportunities and chances. They still need to bury one of those. But from where they were 24 hours ago, it was a big improvement.
Yeah, and Timothy had a comment. Did it feel like the skaters did a better job of making Veggie's job doable? A lot of shots from the outside, but not a lot of breakaways, because we saw a ton of breakaways in the game yesterday.
The 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s yesterday
so
in Tampa.
many. And this one, like, I will say there was a ton of time spent, especially in the beginning of that first period. It felt like the Capitals were on a power play, how they were holding the zone, their own offensive zone that whole time. But it was very structured. There were no like breakaway plays, no silly mistakes that caused chances. It was just good offense by the Capitals.
Vejmelka was steady. He made the saves he needed to make. Yeah. And I know the Mantha chance in the first period where he beats Lyubushkin wide, that was probably their best chance of the period. And other than that, like, there weren't the defensive breakdowns and the goaltender out to dry and all by himself like he was, that we've seen so many times this year, not just last night, but all the way up in the season. So Vejmelka made the saves he needed to make, kept this team in the game, halfway through the third period. This is how this team's going to win. And unfortunately, they came up a little short, but this is a good Washington Capital team playing at home with 6 power plays.
Yeah.
So again, we talk about moral victories. I think you have to take this and walk away and go, you know what? This is a heck of a game for the Coyotes.
True. And the other close game by the Coyotes this season was against Buffalo. So to have a close game against a Capitals team, and I know Buffalo, their record is good right now, but just in terms of talent on paper, the Capitals are a very talented team. So to have that closeness is a positive as well.
And it's good. And we talked about, did they learn to play defense? I think they are tightening up in their defensive zone.
Andrew says I look dressed up to go out.
I know it's 6:30 right now, and I'm thinking about
I'm wearing leggings, Andrew.
Getting to bed early, and these guys.
I'm wearing, but I do have my Halloween earrings. I have a cat in one ear and spider in another, and I got orange and black.
And Andrew, I did take the over. Whoops.
We were but taking the over is a good bet on this team, I think.
But we're also talking about Halloween and dressing up, and we can't get exactly.
We can't get
over to the watch Men's League hockey. We can't get Craig to buy in. We can't get Craig. Craig's no fun.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Johnny. Veggie over milkman. Join the movement. This is the veggie movement over here.
Veggie movement. And we'll have to ask what they call him in the room. I'll find out. We'll ask Craig. Craig will be dialed into that.
That'll be our first question.
Yeah, first question of the game
when he comes on.
The other thing that they've been improving, and actually I had the numbers up here on how well they've done in the face-off circle this season. Like, you look at against Tampa Bay, what were they in the face-off? They were 60% in the face-off in Tampa Bay, and at points tonight they were in the high 50s, 58 to 60. I think it ended up 50-50, but that was just because of the face-offs late in the third. They're starting with the puck more, and that's another positive. When you can start with the puck, have more puck possessions, you're not giving up chances. And everybody watching, this is how this team will win. This is how it's going to happen. Solid goaltending, and one of these chances will go in, and they are going to win a game 2-1 or 1-0, and it's going to happen. Yeah,
well, they're not helping themselves by the fact that the Coyotes had no shots in 17 minutes in the first period, which seems familiar to a game the other day. But of course, they did capitalize on their one shot on goal in that period. Wasn't the same in this game. Shutout again. It's the lack, at least the lack of offense on the Coyotes' part was met with better defense and better goaltending. So now it's just bringing that offense up to meet the defensive performance.
One of my concerns early, and I mean early in the first 3 minutes, Dmitry Jaskin had the puck inside the hash marks, and he elected to make a pass that was blocked by the Washington Capitol defenseman. And at that point, I'm going, oh no, we're doing it again. We're not shooting the puck. And that was a problem we saw in Tampa. They were trying to look for that perfect play. They were looking for the next play. They were looking for, I want to make a better pass, instead of delivering pucks to the net. Mm-hmm. And I think once he must have got back to the bench, because he had another attempt a few minutes later, and he actually got a shot on net. And that's, again, you need to get more pucks and people and traffic and rebounds to the net if you're going to score. These goaltenders in this league are too good.
Yeah.
And I thought there were moments today that I thought I saw that. Like you saw.
Especially in the third period.
Where the defenseman stopped. No, Van Riemsdyk blocked that shot.
But
and that was that
Christian
Fish.
Fish. Well, Fish had a really good look. There was a lot of flurry in front of the net. I thought, their goalie, Samsonov, made some amazing saves. But yeah, like I said, I gasped a few times in the third. There were those opportunities. And another thing that you had said last night was they need to just simplify their game. And I do feel like that they did that tonight.
Yeah, they turned the puck over much less tonight.
Yeah.
Through the neutral zone especially than they did last night. I give it to the coaching staff. There were a lot of corrections from last night's game. And on the second game of a back-to-back, you expect a team to look tired and make more mistakes. I didn't feel that tonight. I thought... Yeah, I know there were times they were hemmed in their own zone and they had a lot of time defending. But to your point earlier, it didn't create a lot of in-tight scoring chances or shots from the slot that we have seen over the last 2 weeks. They were shots from the perimeter. They were shots from the point. So I really do believe they defended better. And they didn't give up the 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s. So they were better off the rush. There were a lot of improvements. Honestly, this is probably their best 60-minute game that they've played all year. And you can throw the Buffalo game in where they walk away with a point. I think this was an all-around better 60-minute effort.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's a sign of things to come. Mildly concerned about Sunday in Carolina.
Yeah.
That team is winning.
They just won 6-3 against Chicago, who is the Coyotes' opponent in the bottom of the standings there.
So that game's going to be tough, and there's a lot of reasons. One, Carolina's a very, very good hockey team. Yeah. They're undefeated, playing at home, so that's another minus. The other thing that's going to be difficult is the time of day they are playing on Halloween. So
1 o'clock Eastern.
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
1 o'clock Eastern. So you look at, and again, you look at from a coaching perspective. So what time is it now? It's 7. So it's 10 o'clock, right?
Almost 10, yeah.
So they'll get out of the arena by 11. It's an hour to the airport. That's midnight, 12:30, maybe 1. It's going to be a really late night getting into Carolina. Tomorrow's a day off. There's no practice yet. Back-to-back games with tough travel, so tomorrow's a day off. And usually on a game day, they have a morning skate. Well, you can't have a morning skate if the game's at 1. So nobody's touching the ice between now and their next game, and that's extremely unusual, especially for goaltenders. They want to get... On day of game, they want to get a few shots. They want to feel the puck. So if you have a 1 o'clock game, you always try to skate the day before. Make sure you skate the day before. Well, the day before now would be tomorrow, which is after a back-to-back. So they can't skate after a back-to-back. So they're in a real conundrum on how they're going to, look for that first period to shake some rust off and shake your travel legs off. And it's going to be imperative as we look at the game, forward to the game on Sunday, that they're able to battle off and fight through that first 10 minutes. I think that's going to be a really big thing to look for. And can they survive the first push from Carolina as they try to get their legs underneath them?
Yeah, very true. And that is something that they did not survive last night. As we've been doing this whole season, you have to think that Veggie gets the start on Sunday. And therefore he will not, because we said it.
Right? Like he has
he was phenomenal.
Has to.
Yeah.
I think what their plan was, you usually don't play a goalie on a back-to-back. You don't want to risk injury and those type of things. So I get it. They wanted him tonight. Maybe they thought this was the winnable game, and that's where they wanted Veggie in. I don't see how he doesn't play on Sunday. And I know Prozatov played well. Last night in Tampa, he had some
He
tough
just didn't
luck.
get as much help from his team in front of him. Vejmelka had that help combined with also playing well. And that is why we also chose Vejmelka as our DraftKings king of the game. There he is.
Karel Vejmelka.
30 saves on 31 shots, because the last was an empty net goal, .96.
Yeah, he was outstanding. He was square. He was steady. He was confident. I think he gave his team a little boost. That's something they haven't had through the first 7 games. Is really, strong goaltending, and I think that gives your team some confidence. And I think they played like that, and I think you owe a little bit of that to Veggie.
For sure.
It's a great game.
For sure. And if that's DraftKings, which is where we do all of our betting. Petey had DraftKings open multiple times tonight.
I know. I'm going to look here in a second too, but
he said the words earlier to me that he's becoming addicted. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You can bet the Coyotes or any other NHL team, or any team for that matter, on the DraftKings sportsbook app if you sign up using the promo code PHNX and bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game, and they do. You'll win $200 in free bets. It's super easy to use, safe, secure, and reliable. Easy to deposit and withdraw your money. Yeah, Andrew's our number. He's bets a lot.
Andrew's on fire today.
Andrew needs to be a guest on the PHNX Daily Bet Show.
Yeah, he should be on the bet
I would
show.
love to see that. Oh my goodness. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use that promo code PHNX. Bet your $5 on any NFL team to win their game. Get your $200 in free bets if they win. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And, you know, we talk about gambling. I just mentioned the PHNX bets. Right now in the other room, the Cardinal show is live. I don't know if anybody watched last night. They were live from Westgate at the Lola. It was a really great company
really cool
event. So a lot of great stuff happening here at PHNX. So if you want to read all the amazing content, not just by Craig, but all the writers here, check out gophnx.com. Sign up for a membership. If you're unsure, you can get your first month for just 50 cents. If you want to commit to a year, it's a bit of a better deal, and you get a free shirt. So check out the PHNX locker as well. We got tweeted at, someone was wearing their PHNX Coyote shirt at the game in Washington. So that was really cool to see. And if you get your shirts at the PHNX locker, let us know, because we want to see you in your shirts wherever you are. We've seen one in the Netherlands.
I have mine on, but it's freezing.
It is very cold in this studio. I'm not gonna lie.
I do have a PHNX shirt on, but I don't know what Studio B. We call it the basement for a reason. It's freaking cold in here. Like, the Cardinals clearly get Studio A. I get it. They're the Cardinals.
They're also all in Halloween costumes. Yeah. We need to
wait. Whoa.
Frank
in Halloween costumes. A little bit of a stretch. Did you see Frank?
Frank is dressed as Christmas.
Yeah, he has.
But Johnny's wearing a Power Ranger suit.
Johnny Venerable, money comes on the Red Ranger, like, head to toe, full skin tight Red Ranger.
I'm sorry, but if Frank Sanders, like former NFL player, can dress up, Craig can dress up.
Yeah,
just saying.
After this show is over and you've got all your coyote out of you, just flip over to the Cardinal YouTube show and check out the costumes. Kirsten and Frank.
And Johnny.
Good
stuff,
Johnny
man.
nailed it. So we're hoping to. And even Craig doesn't.
Timothy's asking, what are you guys going to dress up as? We don't know yet.
I'm trying. I've been working on a couple things.
You'll have to tune in Sunday to find out. Tune in for Sunday's post.
It'll be a surprise.
Jacob is in the other room in our comments.
How is he? Wait, is he
Jacob, aren't you producing in the other room?
Is he really?
Not actually listening to you. He's just commenting.
Oh, that's nice. Oh my gosh.
Hopefully we're not doing something trouble.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Craig dresses up in a bad suit every game. What more do you want?
Dress up as tanks. That's funny.
That's not bad too. I actually thought that's too hard.
That's
not that creative.
Yeah, I don't have the energy for that to make my own.
We're kind of talking about gambling still. Can we talk about our DraftKings bet of the week?
Yeah.
Is it too soon?
No, it's never too soon.
Well, because it kind of ties into the whole Halloween thing. So at my house, we hand out candy, but I don't want to get up to the door every time a kid rings the doorbell. I hate that. Like, you sit down, especially there's football on. You can't do that. You're up every 30 seconds. Horrific experience. So what we do is we put a bowl of candy at the end of the driveway, and we've done this is pre-pandemic too. So you put the bowl of candy at the end of the driveway.
Yeah.
We bring the TV out in the driveway.
Oh.
Cooler out in the driveway. Lawn chairs.
It's like a little tailgate, a little Halloween tailgate in your own driveway.
A football game on Sunday night. The candy is 15 feet away.
Social distancing.
With a light on it. And it literally has nothing to do with social distancing. We've done this for years.
It's more just you don't want to interact with kids.
Yeah. I don't want to say, oh, cute costume, because they're not. Like, I don't want to. Why do I want to lie to a kid? I don't care.
Oh, my God.
I don't want to talk to their parents and, oh, how's it going? Don't. Grab what you want, let them dig in, and then they keep going. Fantastic. I don't have to tell a kid his costume's cute. So it's great.
Okay.
The point of the story is there's a football game on that night, and it just happens to be my hometown Minnesota Vikings are playing the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night on Halloween. So we will have that on in the driveway. Absolute money. So I am going for the bet of the week. I've got my hometown Vikings are a favorite at -3. I'm taking the Vikings -3 over the Dallas Cowboys on Halloween night. And there is a pretty good chance I will have the Viking horns on in the driveway. I won't do it here. I respect the Cardinals show way too much, but there's a good chance I have the Viking horns on.
So your DraftKings pick of the week is
DraftKings pick of the week, Minnesota Vikings -3 over the Dallas Cowboys this Sunday, Halloween night.
Jacob just said Petey hates me. I don't know why. Is he inferring that he's a
Is he
kid?
really doing this?
I don't
Like,
know.
Like someone else signed in as Jacob, like he's working.
Oh,
Like,
look,
should be.
Andrew. Wait, a loss or a lock, Andrew? He said a lock and then he said loss. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Because Andrew's been on a hot streak,
Man,
but
he's on fire today. It's Friday.
he's always on fire.
Hope he's having fun.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, that's
Jacob's
aggressive.
getting roasted
Timothy,
in
that's
our
aggressive.
comments.
Wow.
Oh my god, so funny.
And
Good tasting candy.
Sammy, of course we do. good
Okay,
candy. We're
just-
not as suckers on
just
lollipops
because-
and sweet tarts.
Just because the Coyotes
Candy
have
corn.
just because the Coyotes have lost every game this season, and we can only talk about losing so much. What's the best Halloween candy?
Well, it's got to be like I'm a fun size candy, not the bite size candy bar. It's the next size up.
Okay.
Of the real candy bars, like the Snickers, Milky
'Kay.
Way.
Okay.
That's my go-to because if there's leftovers, then I get them. I'm not a candy corn guy. I think that's
Blech.
that's almost not fair. Like candy corn,
Just like Mike Leach also hates
suckers
candy corn.
either. Like suckers and
No.
lollipops, not a fan.
Tootsie, bleh.
Yep, Tootsies are bad too.
No, I'm a chocolate person and a sour person.
I don't
like-
do sours either. We're straight candy bars. That's it.
Like okay, Reese's, Kit Kat, and Twix. That's my top 3.
No Snickers?
Snickers would be like 4, but that's my top 3. And then my favorite sour would be sour watermelons. And then anyone in Canada, if you know what I'm talking about, fuzzy peaches. That's the best sour candy.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm in.
You've never
Great.
had a fuzzy peach?
No, I'm all chocolate all day. But I like dark chocolate because I'm 53.
53.
The only correct answer is Butterfinger.
Salty and sweet. I
do like
have a
salty and sweet.
thing
I
too.
like putting M&Ms in
We
my
are
popcorn.
So far off the rails
Me
right
too.
now. We're so far off the rails.
I mean, Petey, the Coyotes have lost
I know.
every game this
And
season.
we
I don't know
have
how
had-
much more we
Have
can.
had 3 or 4 shows, and we have another one in 48 hours. That's a lot. Like the Cardinals do one a week.
One
One
post
game a week.
Yeah.
They talk about it all week, and then they have it, and then they talk about that game all week. We do it every other day. This is hard.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. We're gonna put the candy inside the box the Coyotes gave the season ticket holders.
Brilliant.
As the light activated howl and wait for the kids to scream.
Brilliant.
That's really good.
So that ties back into hockey. So good on you.
You're just trying to.
Well, I know.
Get us
I
back
know
on
that these guys
track.
are sitting there and they were frustrated. I don't know. Craig talked about Lawson Krause's comments from last night's game. And if you haven't had a chance to hear his comments after the Tampa game, seek them out because they're worth listening to. The level of frustration on these players, you can feel it. Like they want to and need to win. And I thought today was I said the best 60 minutes, but it's the best 20 for 60, which means 20 players playing for 60 minutes. And I think that this is a big stepping stone for them, even in a loss. I mean, it's a 2-0 on the score, but it's a 1-0 game. I mean, it's an empty netter by Alex Ovechkin. 1-0 game, and that's on a power play late in the game. It was a heck of a battle for the Coyotes. I think it's, moral victories only go so far, but this was a moral victory.
But if
for
you're
them.
gonna be at this point in the season where you have no wins in the win column, you have to take the moral victories.
Yeah. And I'm very concerned about Sunday. I just don't like the timing of the schedule. I don't like 3 and 4 being in Carolina. I know Carolina's. I think they're on the road in Chicago tonight, right? They're on the road. in
No,
that
they're
game?
home.
They're home. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They're 6-0.
Sunday's just not.
Nope,
shaping up
7-0
good.
now.
Yeah, Sunday's not shaping up good. So let's enjoy tonight. The guys will have a day off tomorrow. Carolina, which is a great place to have a day off, by the way. It's hopefully the weather's nice. They'll have college football on all day. Check out from hockey for a little bit, and then get back at it Sunday morning.
What would you imagine the team's gonna do tomorrow?
I think they'll do something as a group, and I know
Like a team bonding sort
yeah.
of thing?
Well, no, not like team bonding.
Just, like,
going
hang
somewhere.
out?
They'll all go for a team dinner.
Okay.
They'll all go and hang out. They may, like they've done. They get a meeting room at the hotel and put college football on all day.
Yeah.
In a meeting room and just hang out as a group. They will do whatever they do together.
Yeah.
I think this group is really close, and I think that shows
that
in their
translates.
frustration.
Yeah. And I do notice that like they're always sticking up for each other. There's been a lot of emotion in these games, even the ones that have been more of a blowout. You would say, like, there's still emotion in the game and physicality, and they're still fighting. It's not like they're just checked out, you know. They're just not as good or as fast as the teams they're playing.
All you can ask for is an effort, and you can't guarantee wins. And we talked about how the team is built. You can't just jump over the boards and score. Some teams have that ability. The Coyotes do not. So they're going to have to win with effort, and I think they showed that tonight. Yeah. It was good to see.
Another thing, so the Coyotes were 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. That last power play they had, it just didn't seem like they were passing the puck around. They weren't really
there was no
shooting.
Attempt at net again.
Yeah.
And I think when you're struggling, we talked about simplifying things, and on the power play, the way to simplify it is to shoot. And I saw a comment, Christian talked about Chychrun not on the score sheet.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
If you would have told me we'd be 8 games in and Chychrun wouldn't have a point?
No. I think in our preseason predictions, we had him, one of us had him leading in goals, one of us had him leading in points. I mean,
so I'm
it's not trending
really
that way.
Surprised. And if you're running the power play now and you're having this much lack of success, get it back to the point and let it go. And just continually retrieve it, back to the point, shoot, get rebounds, traffic, something will go in. Don't try to make plays, down low plays, through the seam plays. Back to the point, shoot. And that's when you're really struggling. We talk about simplifying. It's not just 5-on-5. It's all over the ice. Simplify your game. And I think the same thing holds true in the power play. And Jacob Chychrun has to eventually break this snap that he's in. I mean, he's a better player than this.
Yeah.
He's an offensive, gifted,
He's
talented
still
player.
on that second power play unit, but which is still kind of surprising to me. I will say on that second unit tonight that he and Hayton had a good look on one of their power plays in the second period. So you almost wonder if that some of those people in the second unit could maybe be on the first.
It's coming, and maybe it's time they shake those up. And I think Timothy has a really good question about 3 former Yotes playing with Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Right now. They got Stepan Martinuk and Tony DeAngelo, Tony D.
Tony DeAngelo had a Gordiow hat trick tonight.
Yeah. I tell you what. Martinuk's the heart of that team. He plays the same way he played here. He plays hard. Step's the leader. Step does
Both
things.
of them are.
Step does things the NHL way. He's a little slower than he was here, but he does things the right way. Tony D, he's still a high-skilled defenseman that can move the puck. So there's 3 pretty good Yotes.
Timothy forgot to mention Auntie Ranta.
Who has yet to play.
No, he played tonight.
Did he play tonight?
Mm-hmm.
See,
I
do
think.
you watch all these games? You're watching the Coyote game. Did he play tonight?
I'm pretty sure.
Wow, I was kind of thinking he might get
Someone
his first
can
game
correct me
against
if
the
I'm
Yotes.
wrong.
Well,
I'll pull it up.
Because Anderson had played all of the games leading up to this.
Let's see.
Where's Craig tonight?
I don't know. We're waiting for him. Yeah, Auntie Ranta played.
Congratulations.
Look at that.
Ranta's first win of the year.
Yep.
First start, first win.
Yep.
Good for him.
So I'm sure he probably won't play on Sunday, but he is still a member of the Hurricanes. So.
Well, before Craig gets on, let's get the rest of our business out of the way.
Yeah.
This one's a little longer.
Oh.
Because
you all know what time it is.
I'll just tell you, the Manscaped breeds are rumored to be going away. So this one might be a little long tonight. And if it is, I apologize. So it's like a commercial. You can go get a beer.
No one wants to leave during your Manscaped breed.
If you want the Manscaped breeds to stay, then you need to go buy stuff from Manscaped.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
on PHNX and buy
Manscaped
stuff.
around, then Petey will keep reading.
So, do you have that picture, Aaron?
I do. This one.
Leave it up till I get to what it's for. So, support for the PHNX Sports Show.
Just leave him in the green room.
Is brought to you by our friends at Manscaped, the leaders in male grooming. Do I have to come back to this? We can come back to it. I teased it. Let's bring Craig in. Cancel. I teased it.
He's gonna be
fine.
Craig.
Hi, Craig.
What's up?
We
got a men's league going on behind us.
We were about to give up on you. We had just started the longest Manscaped read I've ever written. We were just about to get into it, and you
came on at the perfect
the
time.
graphic and everything, and you pulled me. So you were more important.
It was long post-game availability tonight. There are other reporters here, actually, so
Well, what are your takeaways? With the obvious one for us, our DraftKings king of the game was Karel Vejmelka. He was outstanding tonight, made the difference, and we said this is how the Coyotes will eventually win. It's 1-0 or 2-1, and they're just going to have to hang around a game. Your thoughts from tonight?
No question. I wonder if this performance is even better than Buffalo for him, and I'm just so impressed with his ability to do this. In some tough environments, he's done. Both of these performances have come on the road. He's a guy who's never played in the NHL before. I know he's played in the Czech Extraliga, but it's just not the same thing to step into the NHL and have these kinds of performances on the road. He's really showing something. And again, it's early. I don't want to make too much of it yet, but he's really showing something early on. He has clearly been their best goaltender thus far.
Craig,
I just want to follow up on Veggie. Like, do you think, as we always try to predict who plays the next game, does it not have to be Vejmelka on Sunday?
I think so, yeah. Listen, I don't think Ivan Prosvetov played poorly in Tampa. The one goal we talked about, he was out of position. But Carolina's a really tough team. You saw what they did to Chicago tonight. They just blitzed them after they were down 2-1. That team's rolling right now. I don't think you can put Ivan into that situation. And look, it's not exactly a back-to-back. He's not going to get enough rest before that game, but I think you can probably put him in that game since you have Saturday. I was told they're going to be off on Saturday, so they're not even going to go on the ice. So he should get a day of rest and be ready to go again. You got to let the guy follow up after a performance like this. He nearly stole him a win tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to ask a very important question. Do you agree that the nickname Veggie is better than the nickname Milkman?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Milkman. I thought that was a little bit of a stretch. I'm sticking with Veggie.
We're Team Veggie at PHNX.
Yeah, PHNX is Team Veggie. We've committed to it. We're Team Veggie.
That's what the coaches call him. That's what the GM calls him. And that's what I hear all around.
That's good.
So
we were going to ask.
We were going to ask you what they called him internally, and now we know.
I don't hear anybody calling him the Milkman. I think that was a marketing thing invented recently.
Craig, Shane asks, how are you always glowing?
It's a particular lotion that I use, Shane. I can introduce you to it when I get back.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
That's
it's
right.
the Manscaped
It's our
lotion.
next sponsor.
Craig, we talked about one of the keys we had of the game tonight was the penalty kill. We talked about it last night. We knew Alex Ovechkin, one of the most dangerous players ever to play in the NHL on the power play. They killed much better tonight. Unfortunately, they had to do it 6 times.
7 times.
Was it 7? That's too much. Like that to me, that's a problem. And you saw the penalty that Liam O'Brien took in the third is a penalty. You cannot do that. You have to be more disciplined. I thought the kill was better, but they just can't kill this much. Did they talk about that in the postgame?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a point of emphasis. They knew they couldn't go into the box that much. And listen, Andre said the PK unit pretty much stepped up tonight. They did a pretty good job against an elite power play unit. I don't know if you guys remember that sequence in the second period. I almost felt like they could have had Kurt Russell from Miracle just going again and then having Ovechkin shoot again.
I know.
They just kept going back
to it again.
It was insane to watch that. But, they held their own. Clearly, your goaltender has to be your best penalty killer, and he was. He made some big saves. He said he felt Ovechkin's shot on his arm that one time. It was an eye-opener for Karel Vejmelka to be playing against Alex Ovechkin. He said the only time he had seen him was on television or on PlayStation, and here he was playing against him in his own building.
That's cool. That's very special, actually.
Yeah.
Craig, the feeling the last couple of post games, there's been a lot of frustration from Coach Tournier and the players. Petey and I kind of both agreed, and so did a lot of the people in the comments, that this was probably the best 60 minutes that the Coyotes have put together thus far. Was there any bit of change in mood in those post-game pressers, or was it still that sense of frustration?
You listen, they lost, so they're frustrated.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to break through. Until they do that, they're going to be frustrated. But with Andre in particular, he talked about several games. Like, he thought they were good 5-on-5 against Edmonton. They outchanced the Islanders. So there are things that he's looking at that are positives in their play. Tonight, I don't think you could say by any stretch of the imagination that they went toe-to-toe with the Capitals. The Capitals clearly carried the play tonight, and they had all that power play time. But I think, like Petey said, this is the formula for the Coyotes. They have to defend well. They have to get great goaltending. and they're going to have to find the way to, find the back of the net a couple times and win a tight game, a low-scoring game, because they just don't have the horses to put the puck in the net. And I'm swatting away a bug that's just bugging me right now.
Are you using a trash? Is there
There's
trash?
a mosquito here. There's a mosquito somehow in the rink, and he has found me, or she has found me.
Don't gender the mosquito.
Right?
Yeah, but we were talking about the chances they gave up tonight too, Craig. Like, it wasn't like we saw against Tampa, the 2-on-1, 3-on-1s, breakaways. The wide play by Mantha in the first might be their best chance, other than their chances on the power play. I thought they were better defensively, and I don't know if that's something they spent time on, in meetings and coaches or systems, but it was much noticeably better defensively tonight.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. Structurally, right?
Right.
They didn't have the breakdowns that we've seen in some past games. So I still think, that play that you're talking about with Mantha, I still think that's a concern with the Coyotes this season because they don't have a lot of speed on their back end, and I've seen that happen to them a few times this season. I think that one was Labushkin that got turned on that one. Yeah. But yeah, they're going to have to adjust to that as well. Whether it's gaps or falling back, there are a number of things you can do, right, to defend against a speed rush when you don't have the speed defensively. But overall, structurally, I thought they were much better in this game, and that's that and Karel Vejmelka are the things that gave them a chance to win.
Well, let's hope they can continue this on Sunday, because I think this is a better Carolina team than any team they've faced so far this season.
That's the problem, Petey. I look at the way Carolina's rolling right now. I remember the way the Coyotes have played well in this building for some reason for a long time now. They actually hadn't lost here since the 2016-17 season before tonight. They've had some good efforts here. Carolina, on the flip side, I remember a lot of really bad efforts in that building, and that team is, my God, they're rolling. They're relentless right now. That forecheck, the speed, that's going to be a really tough matchup for the Coyotes.
Yeah, it's a number we're going to have to look at, because I know that in the day games specifically in Carolina have been horrific. And there have been multiple day games in that building over time, and it, for some reason, that building, even when Carolina was not as successful as they have been over the last few years, it has still been a building that has been difficult for the Coyotes to get wins in. So the concern level is there now that they are the top team in the National Hockey League and still remain undefeated. So there's a concern. But we'll say one day at a time, and today we'll take a small victory that we were scoreless through, 50 minutes? So 50-plus minutes we were scoreless and in this one. So honestly, Craig, we were thinking we might have to have the first win party. We were that close today.
Well, I'm coming home, so I might be able to join in that party. Look,
well, hopefully you're here for the first win party.
Yeah, I don't know that it's coming at Carolina, but I guess it could come in Philly. They've had some decent performances there. It could come into Anaheim. Or
come home to Seattle.
Were you predicting Seattle? Was that your prediction?
Yeah.
I thought that might be might be one of the spots. I don't know, is it wait until Chicago later in the year? Is it Detroit? I mean, there's some winnable games coming in November, and if they put this kind of effort on the ice, those wins are going to come.
Yep, they have to get a win here eventually.
Well, Craig, we're going to let you go so that you can have time to go shopping for your Halloween costume, because we are anticipating good things from you on Sunday.
Are you guys dressing up?
I don't know yet.
Yes, Petey.
Well, if we
there's dissension there. It doesn't sound
not really
like you guys
dissension.
are in agreement.
My trip to the party store didn't go as well as
before we let you go, because we discussed this, and
yeah.
Sammy's asking Craig, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. It's easy for me.
I said that too.
Very good. That's
good answer.
And we all had chocolate. And you know what? By the way, Craig, do you like dark chocolate? There is a new Reese's Pieces. The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup with dark chocolate is absolute money with coffee in the morning. Just throwing
I've had that. Not with coffee, but I've had it. By the way, what's the worst Halloween candy, by the way? So we really test you.
That's tough because
candy corn's up there.
Candy corn's in there, but
I like. Disgusting.
What about the peanuts? The big orange.
Oh, you're right. Those are horrible.
Styrofoam peanuts.
Circus peanuts.
Circus peanuts.
Yeah, those are.
That's got to be in the mix. They're horrible.
And I don't like those little hard candies either.
Like the orange and black taffy things. Horrible. We're all about the mini chocolate bars, Craig.
I had this argument with my wife too. When we were buying the Halloween candy, I tell her the things that she needs to buy for the kids because I know what the kids like. They also love Skittles, by the way. Skittles will go like wildfire if you give that out in your neighborhood.
Okay.
But
point taken.
Was that a? Did I just hear that?
Okay. You're telling me this
I'm talking
Friday
about
before
children.
Halloween?
It's about children.
Petey already said screw the children earlier.
Oh wow!
I've already bought the candy.
It's a family show
here.
It's a family show. We had Josh Stone on the other day.
Cute costume.
And by the way, Shay told me to listen to the whole show.
Cute costume, kid.
So. Okay.
Oh
wow,
my
you guys are
God.
brutal. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to leave you on this. You can't buy chocolate with any kind of nuts in it for kids. First of all, there's all sorts of peanut and nut allergies out there, so you might be sending some kid to the hospital if you're giving out to them. But no kid likes nuts in their chocolate. That's an adult thing. There's no joy in Almond Joy, so don't hand that out on Halloween. That's all I've got to say.
There's no joy.
I might go through and pull out the Snickers then.
Well, we'll have some candy for our show on
I'll
Sunday.
bring some candy.
Sounds good, guys. I will see you on Sunday.
Yeah, safe travels. Hopefully you have no delays.
We'll see you.
Seriously.
All right. Bye, Craig.
Home safe.
All right.
Time?
It's time.
Hold on. I got a tweet.
By the way, the Tucson Roadrunners are in action right now in Tucson against San Diego 0-0 halfway through the first. Well, is that funny?
No, it's not. Never mind. Just go.
Can we go back to the picture?
Yeah, just pull up the picture.
Support for the PHNX Sports Show is brought to you by our friends at Manscaped, the leaders in male grooming. Go to manscaped.com
What is happening?
for 20% off and free shipping with the code PHNX.
Are you kidding?
Aaron, seriously.
I have one job.
One job.
How did this happen?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
We're having
Is it
some
lost?
technical difficulties with the graphics.
Well, if people
we
can-
saw the picture
If
earlier.
you can find it, keep looking because this is long.
No, you're kidding. Okay, hold on.
Okay, it's fine.
So the
Petey,
picture
carry on.
was of my hometown in Bemidji, Minnesota, where we have a big statue of Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox. It's like a big mascot. You can actually see the postcard in the original Chevy Chase Vacation. During the postcards at the beginning. One of them is Paul and Babe. So anyway, there was my family in front of Paul and Babe this last summer. The nickname of my high school, the Bemidji, Minnesota, northern Minnesota, is the Lumberjacks. Our mascot.
I see where this is going.
Our mascot is Paul Bunyan.
Oh?
As you may know, Paul Bunyan was a legendary lumberjack, the biggest logger the world has ever seen. Legend has it that he single-handedly mowed down all of the trees in the middle of our great country to create what we now call the Great Plains.
We're getting a history and a geography lesson.
Can mow down your trees with Manscaped.com's Lawnmower 4.0. Use all the great tools at Manscaped, and you can create the Great Plains in your pants.
Oh, my God.
Now, Sourdough Sam was the cook at Paul's logging camp, and to make breakfast for the entire camp, including Paul, he had to have a skillet so big he couldn't see across to the other side. And to grease it, he would strap pounds of whole butter to the bottom of his boots and skate around to prepare the skillet for cooking. Well, now you can prep your skillets with the Crop Reviver, Ball Toner, and Refresher. Help get your skillets ready for the dinner bell. Paul Bunyan changed the landscape of our country with just his axe. And you can change your landscape with all of the wonderful products at manscaped.com. So before you swing your axe, go to manscaped.com and use the code PHNX for 20% off and free shipping. And one more thing. Don't forget about Babe the Blue Ox, or both of them. They need attention too. Manscaped.com. Legendary.
Legendary. I like
That's
that.
my Paul Bunyan.
I love that.
Paul Bunyan and Babe.
That was a good one, Petey.
I only have one left.
That was a good one, though.
There's only one left.
Man.
Kind of heartbroken about me.
That's okay. Well, we need everybody who's watching this right now. If all of you go right now to manscaped.com,
PHNX.
use the code PHNX.
Just get the cologne. Get the ball toner. Like, do
A lot of
something.
people have been mentioning the nose,
The nose in
and
there?
they want you to do a demo.
The weed whacker.
Would you do a demo of the
the
nose
weed
trimmer
whacker?
on
We'll
the
see.
show?
Oh, yeah, we're back.
We'll see how Halloween
Oh,
goes.
there we are. We're back. We were having
my little
some.
dog. There's
Woo.
my wife Heidi and Jackson and my little dog Wiley.
Jacob just barged in the room.
She just figured it out.
You hate me. All your fans hate me.
I know you about that.
Where
That was
were you when
aggressive.
we needed you,
We
Jacob?
honestly didn't know that was you, really, Jacob. I said you're working. Like, that's multitasker. That's impressive. We just read an amazing Paul Bunyan Manscaped read.
I'll have to go listen to it on my way home.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, Jacob.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Jacob. Another great show. Well,
Man.
Show's over.
I know. I think ours is too.
I think ours is too. Yeah.
2-0 Washington Capitals on an empty netter by Alex Ovechkin and 1 goal on the power play.
So he's one
Edging
goal
the
closer.
Coyotes.
One goal closer to tying Brett Hull
Yep.
for fifth.
He's 2 away
I
now.
believe in the scoring
2
race.
away. It was a great game. Great all-around 60 minutes for the Coyotes. It's a step closer. It's a moral victory. We're looking for little victories, and that was one of them. If that's what we see every night, and that's the effort that team puts forth with good goaltending like Veggie, there will be wins. I guarantee it.
Yep. Will it be Sunday? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Will the Wheel of Fantasy make another return? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go on our Twitter right now, at PHNX_Coyotes. Scroll down a little. There is a clip of last night's Wheel of Fantasy. We will be breaking that out with more of the blowout loss type.
Yeah,
this
when
was a
it's
close
needed.
game. Yes.
We'll bring it out when we need to escape
we need
reality.
some joy.
Yep.
We need some happiness. We need to believe. And that's what the Wheel of Fantasy provides. And you will not miss a post game if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, PHNX Sports. Check out PHNX_sports on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of it. And like I said, PHNX_Coyotes on Twitter, always. Become a member so you can join our members only Discord. We always are chatting in there. We chat during the game as well. So a lot of great perks to becoming a member, getting access to all the stories, deals on the PHNX locker, but you don't have to be a member to get those deals. Check out the shirts. They're amazing. Great Cardinals, Suns, Coyote shirts in there. So we're looking hopefully for a new Coyote
and
shirt.
check out some of the other shows too.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, there's some really good content here, and I've watched the Cardinal show live from Lola last night. I watched the Sun show. There's really good shows. So if you're just sitting around scrolling through YouTube, click on one of the other shows.
You say you're going to end a show. You're
I know.
supposed to end it.
We're trying. We're pitching.
Jacob, he's being rude.
Light 'em up, guys.
Oh
That's
my
it. We'll see you guys
God.
on
We'll
Sunday.
see you guys Sunday. Happy Halloween.